Hey, what's up, everyone? We are live with episode 5 of Life Without Limits. Today we have a good friend of our audio engineer who is also a screenplay writer, Adam.
Hey,
What's up, man? How you been, dude?
I've been good, and I feel extra good now that I'm back. I've been on here before. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys
No, you
know.
definitely have.
Yeah.
So those of you that don't know, Adam was our first guest, if you've heard us talk about it in some of the episodes, how Mateo's laptop got stolen.
Bastards.
He was the one on the Lost episode.
Yeah.
We won't go nearly as long as we have that we did that time. We'll save that for y'all if we ever find that file. But if not,
It's
Adam's
out there.
back for now.
Yeah.
For at least an hour.
It's
so.
out there somewhere, but we'll recapture that magic. Maybe top it, outdo it. I'm sure we can work with it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Fuck yeah, for sure. How you been, man? What have you been up to?
Oh man, I just been chilling, man. Like, what have I been up to? Let me think. I mean, it's same old for me. I'm just trying to keep in touch with my homies. He's taking a pic right now.
Right.
He's appreciating the moment. That's what
He
I'm
is.
trying to do. I'm trying to appreciate every moment I'm here. I got my fucking tax returns.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice chunk of change. I'm enjoying that.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh,
Did you get a stimulus too?
yes, I did.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to share that with some people.
Have you
but-
been claiming unemployment or anything like that lately?
Oh,
or-
no.
No.
Fuck that, no.
You working?
No, not right now. Like, I know I need to. Like,
So you haven't even tried to claim unemployment?
no.
Crazy, bro. Why
No.
not? It's free money.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know. It's just not honest enough for me. If I don't know, I never
Have
thought
you ever
about
worked before?
what.
Have you ever worked before?
Yeah,
Okay, then you paid your taxes. That's what it's for.
yeah.
You
But
know,
it's-
the company that, when you claim unemployment, the company that actually pays you is your old job.
Oh, damn!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
basically. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
for those of you that don't know. But that's why they appeal it and they try to oh, you can't, because companies will appeal it. Like, you could apply for unemployment and they'll be like, no, you were fired because of this reason or that
I wasn't
reason.
fired. I quit, dude.
Oh, well, then maybe you can't claim unemployment.
Aw, man.
We'll bleep that part out so you can claim unemployment.
Oh, no, I don't.
Just
yeah,
say
yeah.
they fired you because of COVID. It works every time.
Every time.
So fuck, what else, man? What the fuck? You haven't been working, so what, you've been doing a lot of screenplay writing?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I was writing earlier today. Oh, what I was going to say before I forget.
Go for
Earlier this week, I became an uncle.
Damn, congratulations.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Like my younger cousin, he gave birth to, well, he didn't, but he now has a son. Little
Yeah.
baby boy. His name's Adrian. Named him after my deceased grandfather. His name was
awesome.
Adrian. Yeah, man. I haven't seen him yet, but yesterday I got a bunch of presents for him.
Nice.
Like a little stuffed sloth and some other stuff.
yeah.
I got some gift cards for my cousin and his girl and stuff like that. Gifts for them.
Nice.
So I'm just trying to make sure they know I'm there. I'm
No,
there
of
for them.
course. Where do they live at?
They got a new place. I haven't been there yet, but I mean, they live
Here in Houston, though?
yeah, like kind of
nice.
closer to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
So the
haven't been
baby
to
was born yesterday?
No. I got presents
Yesterday.
The kid was born earlier this week. I don't remember exactly which day. Like,
What a great uncle.
yeah, I know, man.
Just kidding.
That's why I'm trying to make up for it with dope ass presents. But
I feel that for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes you got to
appreciate
do
it.
that. You got to go that route a little
Yeah.
bit sometimes.
Yeah, man. I mean, just, money makes the world go around. It patches up anything. Just,
No, it does. So shit, man. You've been screenplay writing.
yeah.
So
yeah,
those of you that don't know, because I've already talked to Adam a month ago, but Adam does screenplay write.
uh-huh.
So he writes movies, TV shows, whatever comes to his fucking mind, he'll put it on some damn paper.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I wish more people would do it, man, because everybody's got a story. It doesn't even have to be your true life story. It's just whatever's going on in your head, you can translate that into something that could be the next cultural shift. You know, it could be the next Star Wars. It could be the next, like, I don't know, like Saw movie or.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, it could come from anyone, man. Like I want to say I encourage. I don't tell people they should write, but when I'm writing, I'm like, damn, like I want more people to do this.
So do you think it matters so much to you as like if they write movies or just writing in general?
I mean,
like if you can write like a storybook or like, you know what I'm saying, a novel or like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, or even just a diary.
Exactly.
Like just to get it out on paper and get those thoughts out there into the like out of your head.
Exactly. I mean, Anne Frank had a diary, and look at that. Everyone knows that.
Hey,
she's part of history, man.
She is. And if maybe she would have never wrote that diary, we wouldn't know about what happened in those times.
Yeah, man. It's such a personal way to communicate with someone who you'll never meet.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's something potent about that. I mean, you know, there's only so much you can do face to face. There's only so much time in the day. But when there's like an artistic spin or like a slightly detached angle to it like magic just happens.
Different.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You
and
find
then
yourself putting a lot of like things that you've been through in your life, like kind of when you story write.
Of course, man. Yeah, like experiences are your inspiration. You know.
Facts.
Yeah, like my friends, like this dude right here, Mateo. I know you can't hear him, but he's right here. I'm staring at him.
Let me paint the picture for you.
Like things I've experienced with him and all my other friends, those absolutely inspire what I do.
That's awesome.
You know, yeah, like every experience is like ammunition for creativity.
Damn.
That goes for everyone, no matter what field you're in: music, filmmaking, painting, like
podcasting.
Yeah,
You didn't even say podcast.
Hell yeah, dude. This is we're making art right now. We're making.
No, we definitely are, but it's the same kind of thing because it's like, you know, you're putting those thoughts like out into a recording. Like I now forever have these episodes that I can look back on and like re-listen to and just think about like where I was at that time in my life and like, you know what I'm saying, what was I going through or whatever. And so I think that's freaking really dope.
It's part of your narrative, and it's an ongoing narrative that you're crafting, but it's organic. You know?
It is.
Yeah, like.
So what inspires you more, the tough times of life, or you think like when life is good and everything's going great?
Man, that's hard to say, but I would guess tough times because, like, you know, I'm a horror movie fanatic, and horror's obviously all about like pain or whatever.
Yeah.
So like
it's like about people's fears.
Yeah, yeah. Like my relationship with pain does sort of influence like what I write about. It sounds weird,
what
but
mean?
well, like.
I'm into BDSM.
No,
we won't go there.
no, but like everyone has a relationship with pain. Like everyone falls on hard times. Yeah,
of course, absolutely. I'm just being comical. And,
oh yeah, of course. No, I love it. Yeah, I love dark comedy. Like yeah, if you know me, you know I love that shit, man.
No, for sure.
I could cuss, right?
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, man, like, yeah. So you could take like negativity, like what I was saying earlier, things that you can't communicate like face to face with someone.
Yeah.
You could like transform it into like a fictional thing or an artistic thing. And yeah, like sometimes something you make, it communicates something that words alone can't express.
Facts.
Because I mean, that's why I love movies. Movies is like this intersection of visual, sound, movement, performance.
Yeah.
And there's something in there that's beyond words that can connect with you.
Yeah, because it's like when you watch a movie, like it almost like overtakes you in a sense. If you have like the right sound and, you know, a nice screen and everything, and you're in there and watching it, you're kind of like you almost feel in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those when they say like, well, you had to be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're kind of there, like watching this story unfold.
Yeah, you're engaged on a mental and emotional level.
Yeah.
You know, and that with movies especially, I mean, you could be emotionally engaged with like a painting too, but I guess for people our age, that might be harder to do. Like we don't. I guess because like movement and visual spectacle is more appealing for like people right now.
I guess it depends on everybody's like whatever their sensory thing is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, taste or like how you mentally and emotionally like process and unpack whatever you're ingesting.
Yeah.
You know?
No, for sure. Whatever like you're feeding into your brain or whatever. And then like how do you express that? You know, like you express it through screenplay writing. Others might express it through painting or you know, through recording music or like all those other
even dance or like culinary arts.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the thing. Arts is such like a broad spectrum. Like, you know, like what is really art? Like anything could technically be art.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to the viewer. It's up to what you experience in the moment.
But you kind of pick movies because it gives you that detachment from like reality that you could put on paper and kind of tell your story in a sense.
A little bit, yeah. There is a detachment, but there's also like a level of immersion with movies that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah,
you know, like being in a theater. That's a very specific experience.
True.
You know, and it's a bit communal because you could be with friends or just strangers and you're all reacting like oohs and ahs to just the spectacle on screen.
Yeah.
You know, or if you're just binge watching something by yourself, you're wrapped in this
like
this
you
narrative.
Can't stop. You're just like, man, it's so good. So what's like a good example of somebody that like who do you like look up to or like what's kind of, you know?
I mean, of course, you could list like Tarantino, Spielberg. Recently, the Safdie brothers, they've been putting out interesting stuff.
What stuff are they responsible for?
They made the movies Good Time and like Uncut Gems.
Okay, I've seen Uncut Gems.
Yeah, I think they're guys. You should look out for anything that has their name on it right now.
What's their name again?
They're the Safdie brothers.
The Safdie brothers.
It's Josh and Benny Safdie. They're like writers, directors, and like they're still early in their career. They've only got a handful of stuff under their belt, but it's all very specific and unique and personal.
Yeah.
You know, like what I think about them, like, do you guys know Alfred Hitchcock? Like Psycho, Rear Window, Vertigo. He's basically in the filmmaking world, he's like the master of suspense.
Okay.
So the Safdie brothers, I feel like they're like the masters of anxiety. Like if you've seen like Good Time or
Uncut Gems,
those movies, they make you feel anxious.
Yeah, no, that's true. They're like weird. They're like kind of raunchy, but like, it just kind of gives you like an uneasy feeling, even from like the colors and like the way the lighting is and everything like that.
And like just the sound, like the way they use music. I'm sure you guys could appreciate like the way they use music. It's very intense and it adds to the emotional like factor. I love their stuff. Like Good Time is one of my favorite movies from the last decade.
Yeah,
and
I'll have to check that out.
It's on Netflix right now.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I'm always watching. I'm rewatching and studying that movie. Yeah, because the first time I saw that, I didn't know you could capture anxiety on film the way they did.
Damn.
And that
So do you think about that kind of stuff whenever you are writing?
Yeah, absolutely. That's because when they capture anxiety, it feels very true to life. Like they're simulating.
Like you could see somebody every day going through.
Yeah, they're simulating things you felt before.
Yeah.
But it's just in a narrative story format.
Yeah, exactly. Because like in Uncut Gems, it's like Adam Sandler, like he's trying to make ends meet and like things like that, and he's looking for that diamond, right? Isn't it? Right? He's like looking for that green diamond, and
it's like this. It's all around this like opal that may or may not have magic qualities to it, but it's like that rock, that gem is introducing chaos into the life of whoever comes into contact with it.
Yeah, no, true.
Yeah. I can't praise them enough, because what I think they're doing something really, really special. I mean, like nowadays you hear more and more people talk about like mental health and anxiety. So their work taps right into that. Yeah. So,
no, because I feel like that's like something that nowadays everybody goes through.
Yeah, I think people have always gone through it. They just didn't
know how to express it. Or,
like there wasn't always a name for anxiety. You know, like before, if you tried to express it, people thought you were just like a pussy or a weirdo or something.
Like not even that, just like some people even crazy. Like they lock people up in mental institutions, fed them pills. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just did all these different things, and it's like, maybe they're just stressed out.
But it's all of us, but we may not always know how to put the right words.
Yeah. Well, anxious can mean like two things, because you can feel anxious about something that's like that is good about to come. But you can also feel like anxiety in stressful moments. Like I get anxious before I take a flight, and like in order to take that flight, like I'm going on vacation. Like I'm obviously going to go, my end destination is fun, but still like having to wake up, make sure I'm there on time, and like, you know, get through security and like all this other stuff.
Yeah, the damn airports are so stressful. And then like just COVID just adds to the anxiety.
Exactly.
I was an essential worker, dude.
An essential worker in a grocery store.
Yeah.
So give my man Adam a round of applause, because he was definitely
I was only working there for like 2 months, and then COVID popped off.
That's crazy.
So I saw like the initial panic.
Yeah.
It was
insane.
I didn't even buy into it yet. I was like, man, this is only going to last for like a month or two. And I'm like, no, we're over a year later. It's still a thing, man.
Well, I wonder if that's like because like here in Houston, like we go through hurricanes. So like we have like these natural disaster moments all the time where it's like, it's going to flood, like people could die, like, you know, get to safety, get all the food and water you need. So like to see the shelves kind of like clear out like the way they did and everything was kind of like normal at first. So it's funny that you say that, like, oh, this is only going to last like a week or two, because that's literally our mindset when a hurricane hits Houston, right? And so like, damn, that is kind of crazy that you think about it. And then now here we are like a whole year later, and we're barely starting to kind of get back into opening up and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I remember what that felt like. It was bizarre. Like just... Okay, if you're in a store, you're in a fluorescent lit space.
Yeah.
Seriously, the amount of people crammed in that store, I don't know what it was. Like, you could feel the body heat of
everybody. Yeah.
And I don't know, like somehow...
Like all the energies in the room
were
just
the
like...
color of the interior of the store changed. Like, it got... yellower. It's like there's a yellow tint in the air somehow.
Damn.
I don't know what that was.
People smell.
Yeah. It's like all these
whatever they're
pheromones.
breathing, like, you know what I'm saying? Their breaths. That's crazy.
Yeah, I will never forget that. It was weird just being in that space surrounded by all this like panic.
Did it feel kind of like a Walking Dead feel, or have you ever seen a movie where it's like mass panic like that, and like did you kind of get that same sense?
I was just like, man, y'all are dumbasses. Like, this is gonna go away in 2 weeks. Of course, I was wrong, but
yeah, of course.
And then for me, it was just like, man, this is just like
people are overreacting, freaking out.
It's just making my job harder. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. So, how long did you work there into the pandemic?
Oh man, like. I was working there till like August, so like well into it. Like I was like in the thick of it.
Okay.
You know, so I saw like
when
the
COVID was bad.
Yeah. I saw the ebb and flow. There was days when it seemed normal-ish. And then there were like certain days when like, the chaos would spike, and every other person was buying like $300 worth of stuff. Just based on like what they're hearing on the news and shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just the confusion and people not knowing what to do. They're just like I don't know what the fuck to do, so I'm just gonna do what everyone else is doing.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you worked there up until August.
The thing was, like, what's strange about COVID, like, this is like the most sociable I've ever been in my life.
Really?
Because COVID, they tell you to stay away from people and distance yourself, don't go out, stay in your home. But it's so strange. Like, this is the most I've been in contact with, like, women and just, like, strangers. Like, a lot of people that were working at Fiesta with me, they jump ship for whatever reason. And then they just go to another store, like, in my area.
Yeah.
And I see them, and it's been, like, months since I've, like, talked to them or whatever, or hung out with them. And they see me and they remember me, man. And they're like, oh
yeah,
my
y'all
God.
are like fucking war brothers.
It's cool. And that's what I meant, like, before, like 2 years ago, I wasn't like that friendly with people. I don't know why. I was very selective about who I would like bring into the fold or bring into my circle, but I don't know what it was. Like, I don't think it was COVID. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
Is it a lot like maybe you didn't back then, like you didn't think people would understand you and the way your mind works and everything? Because like,
I think I just learned to not like give a shit. Like I like the
but
older
over
you
those
get,
course of those 2 years, whenever COVID happened, you're saying like through that you kind of learned like not to give a fuck. I mean, you're on the front lines.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're like life or death situation. At least you had to have been like, you know, in your head, like, what if I get sick and like something crazy happens? Like, you know, like you don't know anything about this virus just as much as anybody else. And so that kind of like gave you this mindset to just kind of be like,
maybe
you know, fuck what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be me.
because like, you know, the older you get, the more you realize like, yeah, everyone's got problems. Maybe they're not the same problems you have, but it's problems similar. It's problems nonetheless. Everybody's dealing with something.
Yeah. And I think like the COVID thing is like one thing like we can
all
all
have in
relate to.
common.
Like we all went through it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, how was your experience? Like, it's something like, I feel like we needed it. You know?
Maybe, yeah.
Because this world, I mean, it's weird now, definitely, but it was a little weirder before like it happened. It was weird that it even happened.
Like adversity builds character and strength and all that. You know, difficult times, it shows you like what you're really all about.
No, it does.
Yeah.
For sure. No, that's definitely true. I definitely fucking truly believe that. That's one thing we talk about a lot on here. It's just like, you know, the tough times really breathe like good times. You know what I'm saying? And then they help you like, it's like a story almost. Like you said, like, you know, it's like a story, like those dark times, like you never know how that story is going to help somebody else or change somebody else's life. And like, you know, so it's like crazy you say that.
Yeah. Like how you mentally and emotionally, I keep saying that, mentally and emotionally process, but that's, I think about everything in those terms. Like everything that happens to me, I think about now more than ever. It's like, okay, what is this doing to my mind? What is this doing to my feelings? It might sound kind of dumb, but
no, that's fucking no, for sure. It's crazy that you're so in tune with that because a lot of people have a problem with that. A lot of people aren't that self-aware or that conscious of their own thoughts. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's dope that you're like that because I'm kind of like that too. Like when something traumatic happens to me or like bad, I guess you could say that people would consider bad. I'd like always have this moment where like I pause and I just try to like think about the whole situation. Why is this happening? What's going on? Who is it that it's happening with? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what might have caused this? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to look at it at so many different perspectives.
Yeah, that's me too. Like the things that, like when you're up, when you're the only person awake at night in your house, you can't sleep and you're just thinking about shit, mulling things over in your head over and over, considering possibilities. And, I mean, it's kind of freaky, but everyone does it. You don't realize it in the moment, but yeah, like everyone there's something that keeps everyone up at night.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like all the stupid shit I maybe did in like high school. But then I have to remember, it's like I'm not that person anymore.
No, you've grown past it. But that person definitely developed you into today,
right?
You know, and going through all those experiences definitely made you like into who you are today, and even gave you the fucking something to write about.
You're right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like, who knows like what that writing may become.
Yeah, the emotional fuel to like make something that's bigger than all the problems I was facing before.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you guys can relate to that.
No, for sure.
Like, you know, do you make music too, right?
I don't. No. Fuck no. I wish.
I know. Yeah, I know Mateo. Like, he's into music.
No,
I mean,
he's an audio engineer, so Mateo definitely works with music all the time. I love music. I've always had different. I feel like I've always had a different ear for music, and that sounds kind of like gay to say because probably everybody says that. You know, like, oh yeah, I listen to music differently. But you know, like, I have never been one select genre kind of person, and I really do appreciate the different sounds. And honestly, after he went to school and started kind of showing me all the different stuff, it really became like I started listening to music differently, you know? So I can appreciate a good piece of music, whether it be a female singing, like pop, you know, a slow R&B song or classic rock or whatever. I can sit there and be like, damn.
Yeah, it's weird. I didn't give a shit about music until I was like a teenager. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the more I got into my creative pursuits, the more I was able to appreciate other creative pursuits like music or painting or video games. Even video games are all right. Fuck anyone who says they aren't.
Yeah. So what kind of pushed you into this like creative space or whatever that you're that you just talked about?
Man, like I feel like I've always been like a creative kid. Like when I was younger, just playing outside, I would like imagine scenarios and stuff in my head. But it wasn't until I think I said this on the previous one. It wasn't until I saw like Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I was like 6 years old.
Yeah,
that movie did something to me. I can't really explain it, but it tapped into something that was already within myself. It resonated with me on a weird level. And
did it scare you or did it?
No, it was. I mean, I understood that it was like a fucked up movie.
Yeah,
but it didn't scare me. It just fascinated me.
Huh?
I felt like I was tapping into something that I didn't know
much about.
Yeah, but it was something that was already in me, like a morbid fascination. Seriously, man.
No, I just laugh because it's like not many people would just say that. You know?
Dude, I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't. I know you don't. That's what's awesome about you. But keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but yeah, seeing that made me realize like, hey, I like weird shit. Is there more stuff like this? Yes, there is. There's like a whole subgenre. There's like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. And then like I saw like the first Saw movie, like when I was 9 years old. And that movie made me like pick up pen and paper and start writing. So like as a 9-year-old, man, I just...
If you kind of could try to look back on it and think like what it was about it.
Yeah, like... The whole thing about Saw is like it's a fucked up story with a twist that just comes out of nowhere and fucking hits you.
Yeah.
So that like narrative experience.
What was the big twist?
Okay, so like the whole story is like there's these two guys, they're chained up in like an industrial bathroom, and then there's like a dead body in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
And then after all this like trial, tribulation, like psychological test shit.
Yeah.
The body that was in between them, it wasn't a dead body at all. It was like the guy. Person. Yeah, it was the guy pulling the strings.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is like some mind-blowing shit I'm witnessing. So like seeing that as a 9-year-old, that did something to me too. Like the same way Texas Chainsaw Massacre hit me.
That's sick.
That movie hit me in another way that I was like, damn, I want to create that experience for someone else.
Yeah.
I want to fucking blow someone's
mind blowing. Like, what the fuck?
Seriously, as the credits were rolling for that movie, I had pen and paper.
Damn.
And I was writing shit. I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, I want to get into this now. And I haven't stopped ever since. You know, I'm fucking in my mid-20s now, and I'm still writing.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. So what kind of process takes place to actually get these out into the world?
Like, you mean getting, like, script
How do you
into
get
production?
these stories out, like, to the production?
Yeah. I mean, that it's different for everyone. You could, like, shop stuff around, like, there's this thing called spec scripts.
Okay.
A spec script is something you write. Like you just write an entire script beginning to end, done. And then you shop that around maybe to like producers or studios. And
you just
this
kind of
and
try
that.
to sell it to them in a sense.
Yeah, you just get it out there and then someone picks it up, buys it. What's weird is it's not yours anymore once someone buys it, but that's a whole other thing. Or you can like have a book or a comic and then someone like buys the rights to it. Yeah, and then they adapt it. You know,
is that kind of like how Harry Potter and like all that stuff is
or
made?
like Marvel.
Or Marvel.
Literally like just comic books in general. That's like just they buy the rights to these comic books and then adapt them for the big screen.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like that might be, well, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect
No.
say it's easy like to do because I doubt it's super easy, but like you already have kind of like pictures to go up.
Yeah.
Like you know what's going to happen next already, you know.
Yeah, but the thing was like, you know, comics have been around since like fucking 40s, 50s, 60s, but they're all of a sudden popular now in the 2000s. So like decades had to go by before like anyone had any interest. You know, before like
people had interest back then.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the way it is.
But it like
now.
died out for a while, and then like people are kind of just interested in these
like,
superheroes. If they're maybe their dad or somebody was into it when
like reading a comic book, you were considered a nerd, and like it wasn't like it wasn't a cool thing to be into.
Oh, you have the Amazing Spider-Man? That's
exactly,
dope, bro.
Now, like,
let's drink IPAs together and talk about Iron Man.
Yeah, let's go buy some Funko Pops and shit.
Right. Hey, I have some Funko Pops, not so much on the Funkos.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, like, that's just the way it is now. Like, my point is, it's everywhere. Whereas before it was niche.
Yeah.
Like, you had to, like, be into it to be into it. But now it's like, yeah, everywhere you look, it's just...
kind of went mainstream.
Yeah, which isn't... It's not necessarily bad, but that's part of the trajectory of the art form.
Yeah. So do you see yourself like because of that aspect when somebody buys it, you no longer own it? Do you see yourself wanting to like direct or like
be able
like to find your own actors and stuff like that to act out these scenes where you're filming, you know, these screenplays that you're writing?
Exactly. Like I would like ideally anything I write, I want to direct it. I want to bring it to life. You know, it's my vision.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to be the one to communicate it.
It's got to be tough for a screenplay writer. Like if you're, I don't know, maybe just you, maybe there's some screenplay writers that can just do it for a job and just like, you know, that's it. But like for somebody like you, that's just like, no, that was my vision. That was my feeling.
But I'm also doing it for the love of the game. I just love writing. Like like I said, I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. I just love sitting down, putting pen to paper.
Yeah.
I go into like a state, like a weird Zen flow state when I'm engaged with whatever piece of inspiration I have.
So is you're pretty much just doing horror, or do you do like anything, or what's kind of like your genre?
I'll do anything. I mean, horror is my favorite. I mean, I just love fucked up stories in general. But yeah, like I'll do whatever. I don't care what genre. It's just whatever idea is worth exploring. That's what I'm gonna write about. You know, it could be anything, but usually it's like a blend of genres. It could be like action mixed with horror or like drama, or sometimes I don't even know like how to categorize shit, because like a lot of my work, I notice it dips in and out of various genres. Like I don't like. You're
not in a box.
Yeah, I don't strap myself down to any particular. Yeah, I just go like whatever. I just let the idea speak to me, and then I just try to put it on paper. Yeah.
Damn, that's dope. That's crazy. I think that's good though, because it makes you versatile as shit.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, I never go to paper unless I have something. At no point in my life have I sat there in front of a blank piece of paper wondering to put on it. I
like
only
thinking, what do I write next?
Yeah,
what?
I only go to that shit when I have something. Yeah. And I always have ideas. Not all of them are good, but you know, the more you write, the more you can figure out what separates or what distinguishes a good idea from a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, like I know I have plenty.
When you're in your head thinking like, damn, that's crazy, but not enough to put on paper.
Exactly. Like I just go by feel now. Like if something feels right, it's going in like my notebook, or it's becoming part of the story.
That's definitely the way, man. That's definitely the way to go.
Yeah, it's kind of like a quality over quantity thing.
Yeah.
But also like you knowing like what you put into it and knowing it's out there, like that is a special kind of achievement in itself.
No, it's a satisfying feeling. For
Yeah,
sure.
totally.
Even like, when I released my first episode of my podcast, dude, I was so hyped. So hyped.
Yeah, no, I remember
And
last time
I listened to it like 20 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's on my iTunes. So, you know, like I always listen to it, and then I always go back and re-listen to my podcasts. Like it feels good. It's like, you know, like I did that shit. Like I released it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that's exactly like my notebooks. I flip through stuff that I've written like years ago just to like feel the essence of that raw idea.
Yeah.
Because that's what keeps me going, man. I remind myself why I fell in love with like an idea in the first place.
Yeah. So do you see yourself releasing, like, when you do get to the movie part, do you feel like you'll release, like, want more human movies? Like, or like, would you be down with cartoons and like anything
man,
that could bring it to life?
It's all about collaboration, you know, like no one makes a movie by themselves.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, like just finding people who can add something to your vision or who get your vision.
Yeah. Do you have some friends like that? Like, obviously, like Mateo does audio.
Yeah, like Mateo and
then
Josh.
Doesn't your Josh friend do like
Josh's art is on the wall right now.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
like you could like, man, I would love to like make like a comic book or something with Josh, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of thing I mean, you know. For me, whatever medium, like a
somebody
comic
feels
book
comfortable
movie,
in or whatever?
yeah, like you could do something special with whatever you have available. You know, it's up to you to make it work. Like you don't blame the tools. Like you make the tools, you do what you can with the tools, you make the most out of it.
Facts.
Whatever you got around you, you make something. That's the essence of creativity, turning nothing into something.
Yeah. So do you feel like soon we're gonna get something out of your notebook into the real world, or what
Damn, I hope so. I mean, of course, like I said, I just do it for the love of the game, but I have no problem sharing.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I was reading some of your stuff, and it was just like, oh, like after I finished reading it, I found myself flipping to the next page, wanting to know what happened next. Yeah. Like I was just like reading it, and I was just like this and that, and then I flipped it, and then I was like, you were like, oh, that's probably just something different, blah blah blah. And I was like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it's like, and that was just reading it. So like, I'm like trying to imagine this, because obviously I know that you write screenplays, so I'm trying to imagine this in movie form. And so like now I'm like, fuck, like, well, I want to know now. You know what I'm saying? Like, where was that going? You know, and not you don't have to tell me that specific story, but I was just saying, like, in general, you definitely got to get that shit out there, bro.
Yeah, no, I've showed it to people. Like when I was like, I went to the Art Institute, so I had to take multiple like screenwriting classes. My professor like loves my shit. The classmates loved my shit, and it kind of took me aback because I didn't think people were going to be into it, because I know like my stuff is kind of, it can be kind of rough,
Touchy,
kind of in your face,
kind of racy, yeah, like
yeah,
you know, yeah.
I'm
it's
not
definitely
afraid of
touchy
that.
subjects.
Yeah, my whole thing is I'm less concerned with making a likable story. I'm more concerned with making a memorable story.
Yeah,
you know, because how you feel now versus how you feel later, it's two completely different things. But if you make something that's memorable, it sticks with you. And as you change, your perspective on the work changes.
Yeah.
You know, but that's true for anything.
Because anybody can receive it differently. Like, you could have two people watching it. Like me, you, and Mateo could all be watching one thing and take it and feel it differently.
Yeah. I mean,
dude.
Yeah, but that's what I love about anything creative. It's like this meeting between creation and audience.
Yeah,
like how you interact with it or interface with it emotionally and mentally. You're doing something. My whole thing is like movies. A movie isn't complete until someone is there to experience it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
when you tell a story, you're throwing pieces at the audience, but it's up to the audience to put the pieces together and connect the dots. And then whatever gaps are there, they fill in those gaps with their own thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And that becomes part of their experience with that story. You know,
Yeah.
that's
It's almost like if the tree falls and no one's around to hear it.
exactly.
Like, did it make a sound?
Because,
you know?
yeah, like, well, think about it. Where does a story take place? Does it take place on the screen? No, it takes place in your mind because you have to piece it together in your head. And then, like I said, you fill in the gaps with your emotions. And then it's even better, like, if you're in a theater setting, you're watching it with other people. It's a communal experience. If you're listening to, like, the gasp of someone in, like, a seat next to you, you know, they're having an emotional reaction, a visceral reaction, just as much as you are.
Yeah.
You know, like, I remember, like,
The thing is, like, you're experiencing it differently, but the same.
yeah, that's why I love watching, like, some of my favorite movies with other people, like, as like Mateo. I love showing movies to, like, friends, family, because I watch something by myself. I know how I feel about it,
Yeah.
but then I watch it with someone else, and then it's like I'm experiencing it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
I get something more out of that viewing experience just by being there with somebody else. It's that communal thing.
Damn. No, that's true. Mm-hmm. So what are some examples of some movies that are, like, really good that you could recommend to our listeners that would be like, watch this movie and just try to think about it, how it, when you're watching it, try to think about, like, how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what are you, like, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, like any of the Safdie brothers movies, especially Good Time or the Raid series, the Raid 1 and 2. They're these, like, Indonesian martial arts movies, but they're intense.
Nice.
Like, please watch this. If you've ever had fun watching, like, violence, you will love those movies. They're badass. They're like Bruce Lee mixed with, like, an ISIS snuff film. I hope that doesn't scare you, but that the level of violence is scary, but at the same time there's something, like, beautiful about it. It's like,
Yeah.
like, damn, like, it's just so brutal and in your face, and you kind of can't help but love it.
Nice.
You
And
know?
what else?
I've gone back and rewatched Breaking Bad. Like, because the first time I saw it, I wasn't, like, in college yet. I was just a teenager. But, you know, being in college, writing more, being more, like, involved with the creative side, watching that again, thinking about all the creative elements, that's an amazing show. You could tell there's so much care put into it.
Yeah. Did the person who wrote that show direct that show also?
Vince Gilligan is the creator. Well, with TV shows, usually it's like a team of people.
Oh, like
So
somebody writes a different episode, like some
Yeah.
people can write different episodes, right? Or something like that.
Usually what they do is, like, let's say, like, Vince Gilligan, the creator, he'll have, like, a team of writers and they'll figure out, like, an entire season. Like, they won't go into script mode yet. They're just like, okay, like, what is, like, the
story.
basic story? Okay. And then how do we communicate that? How do we tell that story?
How do you expand that over, like, 5 or 8 seasons?
That's a whole question.
Do you think that a lot of, like, when they write TV shows, do they, like, get to, like, the end of a season and they're like, damn, people really like that shit. Like, how could we add on to it?
Yeah, well, they'll think, like, seasons ahead. So, like, when they're in season 2, they're thinking about what could happen, like, in season 5. It's a different process. Like, every project is a different process. But I'm sure with Breaking Bad, they were always, like, 5 steps ahead.
Yeah.
You know, like, you could,
like,
tell.
Yeah, because Breaking Bad ends at the perfect moment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was ever supposed, like, that's what I love about that TV show. It's like it ends where it's supposed to end.
Yeah, it doesn't go on forever.
Yeah, it's like they don't try to make it, like, try to drag it on. All ended the way it was supposed to end.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, and even if you have seen it, go back and rewatch it. It's a whole
It's a whole fucking vibe.
Yeah, there's so much more you could get out of it.
Fuck yeah.
Seriously, like, going back and watching it a second time, knowing where it goes, you can't help but get wrapped up in it again. And then you'll pick up on things you didn't noticed before.
So how many times do you watch movies that you like? You watch them a few times or just like
No, like hundreds. Dude.
do you get stuck on a movie to where like you just find yourself constantly watching it over and over?
Yeah, like Terminator 2 is like the worst offender for me. Like I don't know how many times I've seen that movie, like 400, 500 times. I love Terminator 2. It's not even like the most complex thing ever, but it's so well executed. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Like James Cameron, the director of that, like he you could tell he cares about that. They put so much into that.
Damn.
It just everything from the story to production. There's
Terminator 2 specifically.
Terminator 2 specific. I love Terminator 1 and 2. The first two were amazing. The rest, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Terminator 2, that's one of those movies. It's like near damn perfect. Just how it feels. Well, from my experience, I've grown up watching that movie and over the
Some
ages.
people might hate Terminators.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but they're wrong.
But they're wrong. I'm right.
Yeah, like that's a movie I've watched growing up, and the older I've gotten, just the more I get out of it.
Do you feel like movies are getting better or like
Man,
is it hard for you to tell?
That for me,
Do you like older movies? Or
I would say I like older movies, but that's just I don't know because
you.
I might be a snob or I don't know. Like my taste dictates how I feel about movies. I think about movies or watch movies in the way that like the average person does.
Yeah.
You know, I don't just.
What do you think of like remakes?
Oh no, they're cool when they're good. They're great. Like Scarface with Al Pacino, that's a remake.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that. You said that last time.
Yeah.
I didn't even fucking know that.
But that movie is it outshined the original. That happens a lot. Like John Carpenter's The Thing. You know, if you've seen that, like John Carpenter did a remake of another movie called The Thing from Another World, but then his is like part of like movie history. Like he outshined the original. That happens, you know. So just because something's a remake doesn't mean it's bad. Like in concept, I don't like remakes in concept, but if you make something badass, you can't deny it. It's badass. You know, like again, Scarface, like that movie it's just part of American culture.
So is the original Scarface does the new one kind of follow the same storyline or is it a little different?
It's the same themes because the original Scarface is more like Al Capone mobster. But then like, of course, with Al Pacino, it's like the Cuban, like cocaine, cowboy kind of shit.
So I wonder if that's like how the person, when they remade it, like, cause Al Pacino, who wrote that movie?
It was Brian De Palma's the director. I don't know if he's the writer, but he's the director. But yeah, he's the guy who really like brought that shit to life.
So then I wonder if that's like how he received that original film, like you know. So that's kind of like what the images he got out of it, or like you know. And do you feel like it's getting easier now to put a movie into film, just with all the technology and everything out there? It's easier to bring things to life.
It's not up to the tools; it's up to the person using the tools.
Facts.
That's the whole thing. It's like you have to have something to say, and it like what we were saying earlier. It doesn't matter what you have on hand. It's up to you to make it work. You use your creativity to make something out of nothing with whatever you got.
No, for sure.
So sometimes the limitations help.
That's fucking life, bro.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you got to do with what you got. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you don't have this amount of money, you have this amount of money, this is due then.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what you got to do. You got to make do. Like I always say all the time, like life is like a game. And it's like, you got to look at like, where you're at on the board, where your end destination is, with the cards you got in your hand, and what's my best way to get to that end destination.
Yeah, and you're gonna fuck up too.
Yeah, and you're gonna make a bad call. You know, this is like, dude, for sure.
Yeah, no one makes it out of this bitch alive.
Facts.
So you might as well, you know,
fucking try your best.
Yeah,
so man, if people want to fucking like, let's say one of our listeners is a fucking film director or whatever, and they want to fucking get in touch with you or fucking figure out where, like, So they just hit us in our DMs and say, "Hey, I want to talk to that kid," and us let you
Yeah.
know.
I'm kind of like
Do you
off
ever
the
put your
social
stuff
media
like
grid.
you don't really do social media and stuff?
No,
like that?
I mean, it's a lot of like bullshit. I hate to say it, but I'm not trying to like be negative about it, but
No,
it
for
doesn't,
sure.
it doesn't do a whole lot
Doesn't
for me.
intrigue you.
Yeah. Like I love being like face to face with
Mm-hmm.
people like in the same
All right,
room
well,
and shit.
If you want fucking Adam's shit on your, like, you want to hear some of his writing and read some of it, either
Find
hit up
me,
me, hit up the Life Without Limits DMs, hit up, at Feel Good Mateo, because we could definitely fucking get it out there
Yeah.
for sure.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck, man, it was fucking good talking to you, bro.
Nah, dude, it was a
I
pleasure
feel like
the
we could
first
go
time.
on for fucking longer, but
Hell yeah.
yeah, we'll save that because Adam's definitely gonna come back.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back, dude.
No, for sure. So I appreciate you having you, man. I appreciate you fucking coming out.
Oh, of course.
Fucking last minute notice, kind of like last time.
Dude.
But dude, you fucking have your mindset is fucking, it's great, bro.
Bleh.
You're
I'm
gonna
all over
fucking
the
do
place.
big things, bro. You think that, but let me tell you, I really feel it, bro. You're gonna fucking do some shit.
Oh, thank you,
You're
man.
gonna fuck up the game.
I'm feeling
shit.
this shit too, man. But yeah, the last time I was on here, I was like, fuck, that was awesome. It felt good. I'm feeling it again. You guys are repeat offenders. Y'all are making me feel good, man.
Right?
That's the shit.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah. I'm glad we can. I'm
That's what
definitely
it's all
glad we
about.
can fucking do that.
Hell yeah, dude.
So if you like what you heard today and would like more information on when we will be dropping more episodes or to stay up to date with our movement, please follow us on Instagram at LifeWOLimits1. Also, please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and SoundCloud. We appreciate you all listening. Till next time, stay limitless. Peace.